This conference will now be recorded.
17th, I'll move approval.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Generman?
Yes.
Are there any additions, deletions? I don't think anything, do you, Mr. Turner? Nothing, you don't have to come up, just,
Sure, thank you, Mr. Chair. Only the item 7.3.
I got that. Yep, thank you. Anything from you, either you guys?
I do not, thank you.
All right, we'll move ahead. Next item is hearing of the public for agenda items only. I didn't see anybody sign in, so I assume there will be two chances for the public. This first one is for agenda items, and later we'll have something for anything else you might have. So we'll move on to the zoning issues. The zoning, first one is a hearing, and we'll conduct that at 5:30. We'll come back to it. And then the next item is 7.4, right? I think. Darrell, would you address that, an authorization for abatement?
Good evening.
Hi, Darrell.
Resolution 23-164. This is, as soon as I get to it here, authorization of abatement of vegetation and/or debris. There's two properties listed, but the one has since been cleaned up. So it's only the 5944 Greenacre Road property that needs to be abated.
Okay, any questions or comments for Darrell? Thank you, Darrell. I'll move resolution 23-164, authorization of abatement of vegetation and debris at 5944 Greenacre Road.
Second?
Okay, call the roll, Mr. Crandall?
Yes,
Mr. Generman?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Thank you.
next item. Thank you. Fire Department, Chief?
Hey, Mike.
Hey there. Congratulations.
No, thank you very much.
I just have one resolution, and this resolution is pertaining to the training facility that we're hoping someday to build out behind number 4 with the land that we bought. Mr. Turner and my group of my grant writers and Jennifer have been working on getting us ready. And what this is a resolution to authorize an application for state funding for fire and EMS improvements and authorize a local match. So we would have to match. And looking at the paper, the total project cost is 2.3 and the match is not to exceed 1.15.
And we're doing 50%, right?
Not to exceed 50% is what the match comes out to say.
Can we do that? I mean, let's say there's an overrun. I would think the state money would be frozen.
Our money I would think we would have to, if it goes up, then we would have to probably.
I would think so.
Yeah.
That's the way the grants.
Yeah, that's usually how they do work, so.
And is our staff doing all the work? I thought the consultant was maybe.
I would say Howard's been working on it.
Maybe I have the wrong story.
Good afternoon, trustees. Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
So administration is doing the bulk of the work. We would be requesting from Colliers, since they did the planning report, we'd be asking them to take the cost estimates from the planning report and verify the figures for inflation purposes, because the work would be being completed in 2025, 2026 if it's approved. So they would be verifying the cost figures. So there would be a small portion they'd be doing, administration would do most of the rest of the work.
It'll be done in 3 phases, not all done at one time.
This grant's for phase 1, phase 2, correct?
1 and 2.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But some of the work in phase 2 won't be, well, the detention pond, that serves all 3 phases.
Yeah.
So that's in phase 3, right? So part of that will be necessary.
Yeah.
I guess when I look at the report that we did, and then it sort of went into a planning report, but we were doing it in the beginning to cover ourselves. But I had trouble following it, to be honest with you. I know we got a grant coming and that would sure help us. I don't know, I'm kind of leaning toward it should come back to the board before we submit it. I'm just
Is there a
not
time
sure.
crunch for that at all?
So
Can
the
that be done?
the application deadline is November 17th for it to be submitted to the Chamber of Commerce. So they have, the Chamber of Commerce typically administers the state capital process. These, we anticipate, will be one-time strategic community investment funds, which are a different pot, but we would still need to go through the chamber process.
He told it up, I guess. I just have doubts about how well we're putting. The preliminary cost estimate leaves me skeptical, I guess I would say. But I don't want to slow it up, so if you guys are okay with it. That's right, the Toledo Chamber pulls all this together, don't they? They call it a white paper. I guess I'm okay with it. I'll move resolution 23-162, a resolution to authorize an application for state funding for fire and ESM improvements and authorize a local match for the training facilities on Sylvania Avenue.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Mr. Turner?
Good evening again. The first item under the administrators section is a public hearing regarding street lighting for 12 Lakes Plat 12.
I'll open up the hearing at 5:08. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this petition? If not, is there anyone here that has comments or questions on the project, the street lighting for 12 Lakes Plat 12? If not, I'll close the hearing at 5:09.
You can offer a resolution then, or
Yeah, well, don't we have to vote on closing the hearing or not?
we close the hearing?
Yeah, I closed
Just now.
it. but okay.
So, no.
I thought we had to vote on that. So okay, I'll move resolution 23-161, a resolution approving a street lighting petition for 12 Lakes Plat 12.
Second?
Call roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes,
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you. Next item on the agenda is the fiscal officer. I think Enron is.
Everyone's got it?
Where's Dave at this evening? Celebrating?
Yeah, no, he had a previous engagement, I guess.
This is the analysis for the month of September. And in the revenues, you can see we have received all the taxes and usually the rollbacks and everything. Usually the rollback comes in September. So that is it, where it comes to the major revenues, and you can see that everywhere we have exceeded. Our target is at 75%, and we have really exceeded quite a bit. And we have got one more capital franchise fees still coming in the general fund, so we can make us go more up. Where it comes to expenditures, we watch it pretty stringent manner, and basically they're all under 75% or at 75%.
We don't vote on this. This is our monthly summary of how we're doing on income and expenses. If there's no questions or comments, I'll move on to 10.2, resolution 23-165. Enron?
This is the usual resolution which we usually do at the time of budget, that we are establishing some of the line items of the next year's budget. And usually all the grants need to be outlined separately because they overlap. So this is some of the grants in 2024, which we'll be getting. So basically it's one of the usual ones which we keep.
If there's no questions or comments, I'll move resolution 23-165 to establish new revenue and expense accounts.
Second?
Call roll, Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Next item.
there's a transfer of funds. Basically, there's also a very routine one. We usually transfer funds twice. Once, I mean, when the first settlement comes, the other one, when the second settlement comes. So basically, we are transferring money from from capital project, which is an important one, to the capital needs for the capital fund for the fire. And the other one is for the general. So,
If there's no questions or comments, I'll move resolution 23-166, transfer of funds.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes. Last item?
This for the appropriation for the unencumbered balance. One of the two more important ones is for the fall leaf pickup. That basically we had anticipated that half was a little bit more than what we had budgeted. So this time, according to that, we are anticipating that 80,000 will be needed more. And police department needs a generator. For that, we are asking for the 80,000 increase in equipment. And some of the other two are the small ones, the usual ones, which are just part of our regular operations.
Any questions or comments? How many rounds did we get, Rob?
We're working on round 3 right now. We'll get one more after this.
Great.
Just started.
Coming down a little slow this year, aren't they?
Oh, man.
No?
Moving along.
I'm in the wrong neighborhood. Okay. I'll move resolution 23-167, township appropriation from unencumbered balance.
Second?
Call roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is hearing of the public for non-agenda items. Is there anyone here that would like to address a non-agenda item? Okay, if not, we'll move on to the next item, open discussion and reports. The first item is a liquor permit. There's no objection from our police or fire. We don't take action on these, but we do announce them. It's for TRFO 3309 North Holland, Sylvania Road. Next item is the annual budget workshop. Mr. Turner?
It's that time of year again. I just wanted to see if there were any particular dates that may be convenient for the trustees. A couple of options would include Monday, November 27th and Tuesday, November 28th. And then there are a couple of potential days earlier than that, which would include November 21st, which is the same day as our regular meeting. So it would need to come before 4:30. But Monday and Tuesday, the 27th or 28th, are further out there.
I don't know, it takes a little time to do that. I don't know if we can, unless we meet in the early afternoon, to do them both the same night.
I've got a lunch on the 21st, but I could probably be done by like 12:30.
Oh, I would think,
And how long do we, 2 hours? So if we started at 2, we could get it done before the meeting?
that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 o'clock, and that's the 21st, right?
Yes.
Tuesday, the
I was
21st.
kind of hoping you want to do it the day after Thanksgiving.
We serve at the board's pleasure.
By myself. Right.
It's the same night as the fire, isn't it? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Turner? I wanted to follow up. Remember, I mentioned to the board about trying to maybe update the text for the land use plan and not get into a full study of the plan. I gave an outline to the staff, Daryl and Mr. Turner, but it looks like they're thinking the schedule, you probably got a copy of it for a year. That's just, I don't want to get bogged down with, I thought we could easily change the text and kind of update it, but I think it's a bigger project than I thought. So I'm figuring on just kind of letting it go. If that's all right with the two of you. I just wanted to mention that. Okay. The only other thing is Neil,
Oh,
congratulations
thank
to
you
Neil.
guys,
He's
thank you very much.
just got elected to another 4-year term, which will
Thank you.
start January 24th.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Next item is executive session. 5:16.
What,
I don't know if we can do that, and we may have to recess, because I would think we're not going to be back at 5:30.
that's fair.
So why don't we take a little recess till 5:30, and then we'll go into the zoning matter. Thank you. I don't think we can, 14 minutes.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we'll reconvene our meeting and open up the public hearing at 5:30 for a zoning request. We'll start out with a report from Mr. Gross, our manager, and then we'll go to the proponent, and then I'll open it up for any questions or comments that anyone might have. Darrell?
Hi, Darrell.
Hi, good evening again. This is for the property at 3955 North McCord Road. It's an undeveloped commercial lot on the southwest corner of McCord and Sylvania Avenue. Sammy, if you can scroll down to, yeah, keep going, it's near the end. It's one of the drawings. That's good there. A residential care facility zoned A3 is to the west and southwest. A former church is to the south and has A3 and C1 mixed zoning. To the east, on the other side of McCord, is a bank zoned C2 general commercial. And commercial uses in the city of Sylvania are on the north side of Sylvania Avenue, a gas station, 2 multi-tenant shopping centers, and a retail drugstore. The parcel measures 1.64 acres and is mostly zoned C1 neighborhood commercial. Approximately a fifth of the parcel, measuring just over a third of an acre, on the western end of the parcel is zoned A3 agriculture. The applicant is requesting a zone change from A3 to C1 for this small portion of the lot to ensure that the entire parcel is consistently zoned for C1 uses, as well as enhance the marketability of the property. Land use plan recommends neighborhood mixed uses for the southwest corner of McCord and Sylvania, and this includes C1 neighborhood commercial, C4 professional office, and R4 high-density residential. The Lucas County Plan Commission and the Sylvania Township Zoning Commission each voted unanimously to recommend approval of the requested zone change, and zoning staff recommends approval of the zone change from A3 to C1 for the property at 3955 North McCord Road for the following 3 reasons. The proposed zone change is compatible with the surrounding commercial uses. The proposed zone change is compatible with the Sylvania Township Land Use Plan's recommendation of neighborhood mixed uses. And the proposed zone change should not create an unreasonable or adverse impact upon existing nearby properties. And the applicant is here this evening as well.
Okay, any questions for Darrell? If not, the applicant, do you have any comments, sir? You must be Jack, right?
I am.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, Jack Stolfort. I represent the owner, EBS Sylvania LLC. We were the developer of the parcel. And I'm just here to in support of the application, which we made, and to answer any questions.
Okay. I don't have anything, do you? We've seen this property before. Pretty well familiar with it. We got a good report from Darrell and from the Plan Commission. Is there anyone here who would like to ask any questions or have comments in regard to this? Okay, if not, I'll close the hearing at 5:34. And I'll move resolution 23-163 to approve the zone change request from A3 agricultural to C1 neighborhood commercial for the property located at 3955 North McCord Road.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes,
Mr. General?
Yes.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Darrell.
You're welcome.
I'll move to go into executive session at 5:34 for the purposes for personnel appointment and discipline and pending or imminent court action. And we'll be joined by Mr. Burrell from the prosecutor's office and Mr. Turner.
At 5:55. Second.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes,
Mr. General?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
thank you. You're welcome to stay.
Telling you, you can stay.
You're also welcome to leave.
Okay, have
The
a good
smart one.
No, you
The
go.
smart one.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
I'll move that we come out of executive session at 6:40.
Second.
Okay, Mr. General?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes, I'll move we adjourn at 6:41.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Mahoney?
No, I feel like hanging out a while. Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
I want to hang out with Phil. Oh, yes.
Mr. General?
Yes.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.